Alright guys, I usually don't post to YouTube, but was having a problem with this Whirlpool dryer not heating. This is model WED 5100HW, and it kind of threw me for a loop when normally on dryers like this the back comes off and that's where you access the element and the thermostats, but this particular dryer, the back's welded on. So basically, if you go take these screws out like you would on one of the older dryers, you're not going to get the back panel to come off because it's actually tack welded on. So I discovered that, put all the screws back in, and did some research on how to get to the heating element, troubleshoot not heating. So basically what you do with this particular model, there's 2, 4, 6 screws here in this panel to access the wiring underneath the controls. So this is already disassembled. I just put it back together just to kind of show you how it goes. So you take out these 6 screws, basically pull that back panel off, and then the top comes off pretty easy. You just slide it forward, slide the whole thing forward, and it pops up. To get the top loose, you just slide it back, disconnect this door switch wire. There's 2 T20 star bolts in the top. I've already got this one out. Take out the other one. Then you open the door and there's 2 more star bits, T20s. So you just take those out of the door. Right, and that'll disconnect the front, and that's where you access the heating element. So it's disconnected, so the door just comes right off, no big deal. Alright, so there's this bracket that holds the heating element to the air intake. So basically there's a bolt here and a bolt here, or a screw. You take those out, remove this bracket, then the housing will come out of the fresh air intake. It comes out like that. So to troubleshoot this, you'll need a multimeter. Alright guys, so I got my multimeter here. First thing we want to check is the thermostat, and you're going to do that with ohms. Make sure there's continuity across there. If you put it on sound, as you can see, it is open. And then you want to check your thermal overload. That's also good. Over here is your heating element connectors. So you're going to test across the heating element. I'm not getting a beep there. As you can see, there is no continuity across the heating element. So push from the other side. Fits in there pretty tight. It's only held in by 1 screw. So that's your heating element. And looking at it, there is actually a break in the element right here. So that's our root cause of why it's not heating. So we're going to order another one of these off of Amazon. It is readily available, pretty cheap on Amazon. Alright, so this is the second day we got our element from Amazon that we ordered. Again, this was the old one with the burnt element, burnt in 2. So we'll install this back in the housing for the element. It's really simple. Push that in there. So you line it up with the hole. It's a really tight fit, so it's just one screw basically that holds this on inside the housing. Okay, let's go ahead and reassemble. Alright, so we're going to hook back up the wiring for the heating element. 2 red wires. Now temperature shut off. And then the thermostat. And then the power for the element itself. Alright, so here's the door back together. Just 4 bolts. The door hangs on these little tabs. Alright, assembling the door. Basically it just hangs on these tabs. So it's really simple the way they did these compared to the older style dryers that you have to remove 10 screws out of the back. These Phillips head screws go in the door down here on the bottom. That's all that really holds this front on. Alright, so don't forget the 4 screws in here. Forgot to tell you about those on the disassembly part. There are 4 screws in the bottom. Don't forget to connect your door wiring connector in there. And then the top will just go set back down on here. Moment of truth, power's plugged back up, everything's put back together. I'll go ahead and turn the dryer on. Set it to high. And let it run a few minutes. check, see if it's getting hot. Alright, so we pop it open. Getting nice and toasty in there. Nice and warm, so it's fixed. That's all there was to it.